stopped at 5 different restaurants, talked about their operations. And he just said, man, I hired people and I love.
Welcome, Rotarians and guests. Welcome to the August 20th meeting of the Rotary Club of Des Moines. I am President Josh Bravey. Thanks to Dick Stauffer for greeting today. I joked when I walked in that it was fair to all concerned that I had Fairway here last week and then Dick as a greeter today. So, if you will, please stand and join for the Pledge of Allegiance, the four-way test, and our greeting.
Sorry.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And the four-way test.
It is the truth, it is fair to all concerned, will build goodwill that our friendships will be beneficial to all concerned.
And greet your neighbors.
You're going to Vegas. I'm really excited. That's all.
Yeah, so I'm on the kind of energy and tech side, so making buildings more energy efficient, but also like arbitrage and things through different tax. Yeah. Are you in architecture? Oh, construction. Okay, perfect. Sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, if you make it through that, I'm happy. Good seeing you, yeah. Yeah, it's been a little bit. Hey, great name. Yeah.
Several guests today. For all the guests, when we call your name, if you please stand, and then we'll recognize all of you at the end. We have visiting Rotarian is back with us this week, Akashia Warren from Massachusetts Club, past president. And I learned I know Fernando. I found this out once I knew his name, so we'll get on him to be a member for sure. Another visiting Rotarian, Doyle Sanders, the Northwest Rotary Club. Evan Shaw, architect with Envision Architecture, respected member and guest of mine, will join us at the Art Center event on the 24th as well. Michelle Patterson, co-owner at Copy Systems, guest of Jeff Stickle. Christian Ogata, visiting his grandfather John Cortesio, is here today in the back. Sophomore at Harvard. Sarah Collins, a junior consultant with Carter at Baton Global. And then Will Brown has two prospective members with him today, I believe. Cheyenne Vanderwall, commercial with Will at Nicolay. And then Grant Beanstra, who is the son of Joel Beanstra, and spoke with us from Baker Group, I believe. Is that correct? Okay. With Colliers International. And then Ann McFarland's husband is here today, scoping us out. He's a speaker in September, so make sure he's still going to come back and actually talk to us after the day. So, with that, thank you all the guests for joining us. Okay, we have two Where in the World is Club 27s to share with us today. For guests and members, so Rotary Club of Des Moines is club number 27 of 40,000 clubs in over 200 countries throughout the world. So pretty prestigious to be such a young club. And both are Doug, so not to underplay, but both are Doug Saltzgaber. So Doug was touring on the plains up north. His first is I'm told he rode his trusted steed, almost Elmer's, to North Dakota to visit the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library. And the second, I believe, is a prank on me to see if I'll actually say this company's name, which I'm happy to do with a group of young children. But we went to the Milwaukee Wiener House in Sioux City. God bless Doug. If you're traveling anywhere and want to give Doug some competition on this slot, please share and let us know. We're happy to bump him down the list a little bit, but besides Doug is joining himself. Okay, Fred Locke will introduce our guest speaker today.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
All good.
Our guest speaker today is Tim Ritma, a real estate developer and lifelong Des Moines resident and founding member of Iowa Real Estate Developers Association, which advocates for supportive housing, incentives, TIFs, and historic redevelopment. He offices in the East Village. He is and has been successfully involved in several major historic preservation development, urban landfill, and mixed-use projects, employing his considerable collaborating skills with public agencies. He oversees 500,000 square feet of downtown property. Projects brought about by his effort include the Market District, a 40-acre urban infill project south of Des Moines on the south boundary of the East Village and east of the Des Moines River, a projected $700 million development that is estimated to return $2 billion in economic benefits to Des Moines. The Carpenter Paper Warehouse, a $24.3 million project to convert the building into Class A office space, with a second phase to repurpose the adjacent Vortex warehouse. 219 East Grand, a 6-story multifamily and retail building. It has 98 residential units and commercial on the first floor, anchored by West Elm. 111 East Locust, a 4-story mass timber office retail building, the first in Iowa and among the first using dowel laminated timber. Daniel Brothers Super Service Station Rehabilitation. This is an adaptive reuse of a 1929 service station into a tavern, retail office, and loft apartment. It's at the northwest corner of East 5th and Grand. In 2025, he was the winner of the Historic Preservation Champion awarded by the Des Moines Heritage Trust. He's a board member of the Urban Design Review Board and an advisory body active in forming the city's urban landscape. Tim is a graduate of the University of Iowa, where an offhand comment by a landlord set him on his real estate career. His leisure time involves traveling, skiing, pool time at Wakanda, and fly fishing. He and his wife, Lindsay, have 3 children. Tim.
Tim Ritma. I'm a lifelong Des Moines, Iowa resident. Grew up here, went to St. Augustine School, Dowling High School, and then the University of Iowa. As Fred mentioned to you, I've been involved in real estate development in Des Moines since 2005. A funny story that Fred kind of talked about was I was economics major at Iowa with an emphasis in economics. I had to write a paper about where do you see yourself in 10 years. So I walking home from class thinking about what am I going to do with myself in 10 years? What does my day-to-day look like? And my landlord walked up to me and said my rent was late. I said, yeah. I went up to my apartment, wrote him a check, and I said, what do you do? Because I'm a real estate developer. Well, that's what I'm going to do. Sit around and collect checks all day. So little did I've learned a lot since then, and obviously it's a lot more work than that. But we've had a great time doing it. I wrote a business plan based off that paper that was a city block between East 6th and East 5th along East Grand that I bought from a guy named Jim Boyd. And that was my college business paper. So I literally took that, graduated from Iowa, went out and did it. And then I always kind of say I've learned, that was my MBA of how not to do something. Usually you have a plan that is accurate, and then you go buy the property. Well, I bought it and then kind of figured out what to do. So that I learned a lot from that, and every property project I've ever done, I continue to learn a lot. So, but today I'm here to talk to you about the Market District. Everyone know where the Market District's at? Okay, great. So the Market District I've been involved in for about 12 years. Like I mentioned earlier, I've been very involved in the East Village in downtown Des Moines. Starting in 2005, I saw the East Village kind of grow towards the river, towards the north, towards the interstate, up to the east of the Capitol complex. We were involved in a lot of historical rehabs, parking lots that we built buildings on, and then further, they kind of started, the East Village started growing to the south towards ML King. And then abutted a city parks department, pretty much. That's where the city plows parked, the city trash trucks parked, and the city did a vision plan in 2000 about what this area could be. So we approached the city 12 years ago about doing something there. There was the only privately owned property there at the time was Scrap Processors Inc., which is a 100-year-old scrapyard. And then Mid-American Energy had their gas and electric facility there as well. So we successfully acquired Scrap Processors Inc., helped them to relocate to Southeast 30th and ML King, and then approached Mid-American Energy about relocating their gas and electric facility. After several years, finally we're successful with them. They are actually our partner in this deal. They're our 50-50 partner with us in the Market District. And then City of Des Moines. City of Des Moines, first phase was to build the new MSC for them to kind of get out of the way of development. So we entered into a development agreement with the city. The city then started buying additional property, building their new facility, and then relocating there. So that was us kind of assembling 40 acres of land, and that is what makes up our portion of the Market District today. So real quickly from this picture, it helps kind of orient where the area is at. Can you guys see my laser pointer here? So this section right here is a 9.5 acre park that Mid-American Energy gifted to the community. From there, we are developing lots throughout the area. One of the unique things about the Market District, we kind of consider ourselves the horizontal developers. We're working with vertical developers to build buildings vertically. So we put all this infrastructure in. So we did kind of a national search to find a urban planner firm that had kind of some outside ideas that we could bring to Des Moines. So we met a group called Design Workshop out of Denver, Colorado. that did quite a bit of work throughout the country, throughout the world, really. They've done stuff all over the world. But they introduced us to a concept called biocells or biodetention basins. So if you go down there along all of our streets, there's kind of these heavily landscaped, deep detention basins that when it rains or during a big flood event, they act as kind of like a bathtub. So they take water from the street, they take water from future buildings, and they go into this biocell. They then filter the water before going into the storm sewer, and then the storm sewer before going back into the river. So it's kind of a green aspect that we introduced to the community, and it plays well with everything we're dealing with water quality, and thought it would be something unique and make us stand out. Market Street, which abuts to the park and then runs, is a festival street. So for example, it is privately owned, and we will continue to own it. The city of Des Moines will not maintain it. But it has catenary lights across it, so that's what you see kind of glowing in the background. It has rolled curbs, so for example, when a festival you've seen in downtown Des Moines go up on a bridge or around the Papa John Art Sculpture Park, it really is disruptive to kind of traffic. The way this property was laid out, Market Street can be shut down and really not interrupt traffic. It also has tie-down straps, so when you see the events, when they have the big concrete blocks that they have to move in with forklifts, we don't have to do that. They have electrical outlets, so you don't have to have the loud, noisy generators running behind the tents. So it's really meant to kind of, you can set up an event, host an event. So as the neighborhood grows, you'll see more and more events going on down there. So this is what makes up of the Market District. Again, 40-acre development, and I will kind of walk through what we have going on right now and kind of where we're at with everything. So if you look at Southeast 4th Street right now, which runs along here, runs north and south, all road infrastructure to the west is in place right now. So all that is kind of, we always kind of say that the canvas has been stretched and now it's time to paint it. So we currently have 4 properties under contract. So lot 3 is under contract with a hotel. So they're looking to build a mass timber hotel, boutique hotel, 150 rooms, extended stay, about 50 rooms, and then some high-end condos. They're still working through the numbers, but somewhere between 10 and 20 condos that would be able to use the amenities of the hotel. Heavy food and beverage. They're also looking to do kind of a higher-end spa type fitness facility. Lot 5 will be the first project you'll see go vertical, and I bet we'll see it go vertical probably June of next year. One of the key sticking points to any large urban infill project is parking. So what we're doing is we're building a 650 stall parking garage right in the center of this development, and then wrapping it with multifamily. So this won't look like a normal parking garage. When you look at it from a distance, it will look like a 6-story building apartment complex, but really buried in the middle of it is the parking infrastructure needed for really most of this first phase. So the hotel will be able to park there, and they'll have a sky bridge connected to it. The multifamily here along with retail. And then on lot 6, there is a speculative office deal, speculative office deal going on the north half of lot 6, and then a plus 55 co-op for sale product going on the south half of lot 6. And then again on lot 9, lot 9, the south half of lot 9, probably following a year later, there will be a 250 unit multifamily low-income housing tax credit deal. Part of our overall development agreement with the city of Des Moines requires us to have affordable housing. So we've been able to work out a deal with the city of Des Moines where majority of that requirement will go on the southern half of lot 9. So we again, we've been working on it for almost 12 years now. We've gone through COVID, we've gone through hyperinflation, and we've come very far, and we're very excited about this next phases. I think you'll see next year, you'll start seeing things go vertical, and the first one will tick, second, third, fourth. So we're very excited to where we're at in this project and the coming years ahead. Again, this is for more of out-of-town attraction. Majority of our vertical developers are from out of town. We're seeing a lot of interest in Iowa, a lot of interest in Des Moines from Fargo, Sioux Falls, Omaha, Minneapolis, Kansas City. So it's really I'm proud to be a Des Moines person, proud to be promoting Des Moines, but we're seeing quite a bit of out-of-town interest coming to Des Moines. This is a great market, and outside money really wants to invest in downtown Des Moines, and this is a great opportunity for them to do it. So again, I kind of walk them through nearby attractions. Majority of you know about these attractions. The Mid-American Energy Two Rivers Park. So Mid-Am on their own dime donated this park to the people of Des Moines. So the programming behind it was to pay homage to the energy company. This land could not be built on because of some environmental issues prior to Mid-American Energy ever owning it. But if you go down there at night, it is very well lit. As it continues to evolve and get programmed, you'll see their kind of plan is 365 days, 24/7, a lot of energy. It's very well lit. There is it kind of looks like a wind turbine blade laying on its side up here. That's a big lookout structure. And then there's restroom facilities and kind of a cover-up area. And then there's kind of a monitoring station down here as well. That's part of the environmental ongoing, they have to monitor it. The plan was a lot of open space, a lot of green space. They know this park will evolve as the neighborhood evolves. So they'll, could there be pickleball courts someday? Could there be a sport court? Could there be an amphitheater? That's all kind of in the works as it gets kind of evolved. We're seeing a lot of running races finishing down there right now. So Des Moines Marathon's going to finish down there. The Market to Market finished down there this year. So we'll see it kind of evolving. One of the things is that Polk County Conservation runs this. They're learning very quickly that there's nowhere near enough parking, surface parking, so that will evolve, especially with our parking garage coming in. Restroom facilities, there's really only 2 or 3, and they need more to host those kind of events. So a couple of the features, these were, if you go down there, you'll actually see this in person now, but this was the main entrance off of Market Street, our festival street. This gives you a view of kind of looking to the south and the iconic water tower we can see, and then the makings of the wind turbine blade as the structure of the lookout. And again, native grasses, native trees, this park will evolve over the next 3 to 5 years. I don't know if any of you ever dealt with native prairie grasses, but they take quite a bit of time to evolve. So this park just opened this spring, and it's continuing to grow. Again, another lookout of the overlook structure along the Great Lawn. You can kind of start seeing the makeup of the prairie grasses that kind of outline the park. Again, 9.5 acre park. The Papa John Art Sculpture Park is 4 acres, to put it in size. It's twice the size. Again, showing you kind of the lighting at night. It's very well lit. If any of you haven't been there, Friday nights when the Iowa Cubs do fireworks, this is a great place to watch them. You're kind of seeing crowds starting to form more and more. It's kind of fun. We all know about the Icon Water Trails, so that first section that will open will be right by there. So we see this park, and the lookout structure is a great kind of place to watch that and be part of the Icon Water Trail system. some of the facts that we see about our city. We all know kind of the resident base, roughly 780,000, median income, median age, fastest growing, one of the fastest growing in the Midwest during that period of time. And then obviously we all know our major employees around here. There's part of the deal we were able to structure with the city of Des Moines was a tax increment financing package that we can kind of be the one-stop shop. You think about it, if I would go to Omaha, Nebraska and try to get something built, getting through the local politics, learning, the way to get through and navigate that is really challenging. So the way we kind of packaged our pitch and our plan to these out-of-town developers is we've kind of done all the heavy lifting for them already. So it's come in, it's a one-stop shop, it's an easy amendment over to you as you acquire the land, and then you can go vertical. So the city politics, the city process is kind of out of the way. So, out-of-town developers will come in, that might take a year to get through. We've already done it for them. So another benefit of looking at the market district. So 20-year, 100% tax increment financing deal, travels with the land, property's fully entitled, so it's zoned, it's ready to go. Someone that's interested in going vertical can go vertical very quickly. Again, just kind of showing people the convenience of where Des Moines is based to some of the markets throughout the Midwest, and some of the companies that we're seeing coming to Des Moines, coming to the market district. So we're the hub of the Midwest. River urbanism, again, talking about these bio detention basins. Here's a picture of them and kind of what they do, as I mentioned. The other big thing, if you guys drive to the suburbs, you'll see some of these new developments have pretty much it's a detention basin or pond. So what we were able to do was move the detention basin or the requirements to the right of way. So the sidewalk areas we made kind of into a benefit and attraction to draw more people down there, and you don't have to build this large detention basin on your property. So that really involves allowing you to go vertical and maximizing your sites down there. We were also, this is not on there, but on that matter, we were also successful in increasing the height. So the majority of the downtown Des Moines area has an overlay district to protect views from the Capitol. So for example, the one that the market district falls into, from home plate of the Iowa Cubs Stadium to the top of the Capitol is a view corridor. And requirement's been 75 feet. You can't build above 75 feet. Using this technology called LiDAR technology, we were able to kind of prove that you can build outside of this. So picture kind of a dome. Sure, 75 feet in the middle to protect that view corridor, but on the outsides you can build much taller. So in certain blocks in the market district, you can build up to 120 feet. Funny story, once we got that done, about 6 months later, the MLB came out with rules and required the Iowa Cubs to build a wall blocking that view because the pitchers were complaining about it. So now if you go down there, there's actually a large black wall that blocks the home plate to the Capitol because batters were complaining that the Capitol was interfering with the ball. So anyway, it doesn't exist anymore, but if the wall was ever taken back down, the view corridor will be protected. First of its kind bioswales, we've touched on this a little bit, but it captures more than 25% of the runoff, reduces heat island impacts, provides natural habitat for birds and insects. We have learned a couple things we've learned in our first phase. One, the second phase will have little ramps. Animals fall down in there and they can't get out. So we haven't really had any dogs. I mean, most of the time but we've had beavers. We've had raccoons. They get down there and for some reason they can't get out. And then bees really seem to like these habitats as well. So certain ends of railings will do a better job of capturing to prevent hives. So a couple things we've learned over the project. Again, Market Street, you can kind of see this is our festive street with the lights. We've done phase 1 from 2nd Avenue or the park up to Southeast 4th Street. Second phase will be Southeast 4th all the way to Southeast 6th Street. So that will come, kind of the plan is first phase, get some of these first buildings going vertical, and then move on to second phase, which, let's see here. Second phase again, I'm just gonna flip back real fast, point this out. Again, everything east of Southeast 4th Street. So lot 8, 7, and 10 would be kind of the phase 2, we call it. I am happy to answer any questions. I've been working on this again for 12 years. When I talk about it, I'm very passionate about it. I tend to leave details out. My wife always reminds me of that. My kids ask me questions about this park. You know, my daughter, who's 13, asks me every day, "What are you working on in the Market District today, Dad?" So I live it and breathe it and work on it every day. So happy to answer any questions.
When you talk about going vertical, what are the plans now for how far vertical?
So great question. How far? What are the plans, kind of vertical, and how far? So currently, right now, flipping back to that map, I'm just going to start. Here we go. So lot 5, correct, which is partly in the view corridor. So it is partly protected. That building will be 75 to 80 feet tall. The lot 3 hotel plans to be much taller. However, there's a slight section right through here that is in that view corridor. So you'll see a much taller structure here. I'd say they're talking 9 to 10 stories. Then through here, there's a section that's it has to be, I think, under 68 feet. So it's kind of a shift in the building like that. Lot 6, the office is 6 to 7 stories currently. So call a story 12 feet. And then on the southern half, that is a additional 6-story building. And then on lot 9, southern half is additional 6-story building. So lot 2, we've had some interest in kind of a phase 2 multifamily. So again, 200 units going here with retail lining Market Street. Part of the development agreement requires first floor retail or first floor activation along Market Street. So we kind of look at this as an extension of the, call it East Locust or the East Village. Yes?
Great presentation.
Thank you.
Hotel, what flag are they talking about? Who's the developer on that?
Raj Patel is the developer, and I believe he's talking to Marriott and Hyatt. So Raj Patel developed the Hotel Fort Des Moines building in Des Moines, and his family, Hawkeye Hotel, they're based out of Coralville, Iowa, but they have a national footprint. So Raj is the one working on that. He's working with a local architect firm and looking at a master project. Yes?
Jim, what are you looking at? You got Mid-Am as a 50-50 partner. What about alternative, renewable, new sources of energy? Solar is not all that new, but what are you thinking about other than just plugging in the grid?
Sure. Renewable energies is what he's asking about. Honestly, a lot of what I've learned personally, so when I hear renewables, electric, obviously, versus gas is high on City of Des Moines, City Council, and same with Mid-American Energy. They encourage you to kind of head that direction. Solar, when you're going vertical, really is tricky. Solar seems to work better when you got a big roof, a long roof. So I've played around with, if any of you are familiar with Grand Avenue across from Terrace Hill, Treehouse Apartments was a 93-unit apartment complex. I renovated 3 buildings. We looked at could we do solar there on the roofs. It would involve me cutting down a lot of really 100-year-old oak trees, which I don't think the neighborhood would be very excited about. But it didn't create enough power. So the technology really isn't there yet. For vertical, I think you'll see it a lot when you're building a 1 million square foot warehouse facility and you have a big roof. Renewables then work really well. Again, the argument I hear from Mid-Am a lot is the renewables with wind already being produced. So kind of going more to that electric versus gas. So another building just off of ML King and Southeast 7th Street, we did 100% electric. So we've learned a lot about it, and that's kind of how we've done a lot of renewables. Also, I'm a firm believer on, if I'm not tearing down a building, I'm keeping materials out of the landfill and reusing them. So reduce, reuse, recycle. I've been learning since I was in 6th grade. So. Yes, sir.
Can you just talk about the magnitude of this relative to any other project you've done, and how do you sleep at night?
I'm usually pretty tired, so, and I have 3 little kids that have football, basketball, soccer. Magnitude, yes, this is a huge undertaking for me. Again, this is, at the end of the day, this is close to $1 billion development. Majority have done vertical infrastructure improvements. I buy an old warehouse, turn it into an office, turn it into a multi-family, buy an old parking lot, develop it into apartments. This has taken a lot longer than we thought it would take, but again, who would have thought COVID, who would have thought interest rates, who would have thought, you could have asked me 10 months if I knew what the Strait of Hormuz was. Didn't know it until recently. So, which affects interest rates. I'm closing on a building tomorrow, and interest rates are still bouncing around, 1/4 of a point. It's outrageous. But huge magnitude. I think it's one of the largest developments in the city of Des Moines. Hubble has definitely done quite a bit. Gray's Station, Gray's Landing is definitely of the same size. But we think this will have more of an economic impact, and we expect greater things out of this. I could give you details. I did not bring them, but we hired a firm to do some, just the economic impacts on it. $1 billion number stands out. The $250 million number stands out for property tax increase. One of the things that the city of Des Moines is challenged with suburbs is, suburbs have land, they can grow. They can build new roads, they can build new bridges. City of Des Moines, they build a new bridge, they fix a road, there's not any more taxable income on it. So this is a big portion of former city-owned land that now is going to be taxable and have quite a bit of significant impact to the overall development. I think anyone that comes here, I think the ML King corridor is just the greatest spot to kind of form development everywhere from the soccer stadium down to the market district, even with Highway 5 going out there with all of the new land out there, and it's going to be industrial park, but it's really going to prop up the city of Des Moines. It's access to new land, really is. Yes, sir.
You mentioned the city of Des Moines here, and you've got a lot of other city-owned properties just to the north of this area. How do you see those fitting in, if at all, to the development of your area? Like the police department, the judicial courts,
Yep.
All that thing going north, City Hall,
Yep.
all that. Does any of that play into what you're doing?
Yes. I think, one of the cool things I've seen in this neighborhood and in Des Moines since '05 is it's becoming more connected. Before, when I was 20, I'm 46 years old. When I was 27 and I'd walk from the East Village to Court Avenue, you walk through a very scary area, by the police station, through the Mid-Am Industrial Park. To get to a ballpark, to get to an Iowa Cubs game, you kind of left the neighborhood to go into a new neighborhood. And now it's really opened up and connected. So I think as this area evolves, the police station, if they move out someday, I know there's plans to, but if and when they move out, that's a great adaptive reuse. I've definitely kept my eyes on that. I've toured it. I don't know what you do with an old jail cell. it's tough to sell as an apartment. But the Salvation Army, I mean, they've kind of outgrown their space. That's a great adaptive reuse project. The old federal courthouse, which a group out of Ohio, I believe, bought, they'll do something with that. Doug Wells, with the annex building and bringing Mission Cancer and RSM into that building, and he's building a new parking garage now. I mean, that's doing a lot. It's interesting. You don't think about it, but what Mission Cancer, how many people go there for treatment, and they're bringing loved ones, and what it's done to the restaurant industry. Another great thing in this neighborhood that I'm just really thrilled about. I am a St. Augustine's Dowling High School guy, and I got dragged into Des Moines Prep, which is a charter school down here that sits in the corner of East Court and East 6. And the principal is a guy named Matt Lackus, who came from, he worked at Roosevelt, he worked at Hoover, he finished at Woodward Granger, and was hired to open a charter school down there. And they've just finished their first year, they're starting their second year, and they'll have, last year they had 1 grade, just 9th grade. This year they'll have 8th, 9th, and 10th. And it's backed by a guy named Joe Ricketts, who owns the Chicago Cubs, founded TD Ameritrade. His big nonprofit is Opportunity Education. He opened down there. Point in the story is the kids walking around. You go to Molly's Cupcakes at 3:30 p.m. and you see a line of uniformed kids. You go to a coffee shop in the East Village, they're meeting before doing work. I mean, just getting different demographics down to the area and what it does. So you can imagine Market Street as all this kind of comes on, the difference, Fred and I were talking earlier about, to make a neighborhood successful, and, schools, fire stations, we have a school now. It's something to kind of think about. You could see a family relocating here to send their kids to school there. The other infrastructure we've kind of have, but it's evolving neighborhoods. It's a lot of fun. Yes?
You mentioned the festival use of it. Is that something that will be available front-loaded in this project, or is it stuck in between a few different phases, or?
It's going on now. I mean,
Okay.
the way, it's kind of interesting, the way it's being ran. So, Polk County manages the park. City of Des Moines technically owns East 2nd, this crossing right here, and then we're in charge of Market Street. So for example, Market to Market running race finished, and then they went to Twisted Vine afterwards for, and so the finished race was right through here. So Polk County signed off on allowing people to run through and using the park. City of Des Moines signed off on this. And then when it came to the Market Street, I just said, sure, it was just me really. So I said, have at it. And it was a great event. Des Moines Marathon in October is doing a similar finish. So yes, we're using the space as events for now. Polk County has seen some weddings, other things like that. But we haven't seen, the arts festival, which, I think is probably a pretty good spot. But some of those larger festivals, we've seen inquiries about them. But as the area evolves, we'll see more and more. That's the point. I think we will try to limit it. I mean, if you talk to anyone on Court Avenue, they always complain about the challenges of the farmers market and, hair salon trying to get people in on Saturday to get their haircut, can't get in, and they move off Court Avenue because of it. So we'll be sensitive about it, but
Sure.
At the end of the day, it'll become a neighborhood association. So the owners will kind of have buy-in, and they'll be able to kind of agree and approve or disapprove of what events they like and they don't like, and when they are. Yes?
Yeah, awesome stuff. With all the discussion of kind of how we're connecting neighborhoods downtown, how we're focusing on the bioswales and the biodiversity and all of those things, is there any discussions about any sort of transit that connects the soccer stadium and, kind of the Gray's Landing area to the Market District, to the East Village, to downtown? Because it feels like we have 4 major pockets, and while you can walk them, a lot of people are walking all of that.
Mm-hmm.
With all this construction going on, a straight line connecting the two, is there any, I know it's not planned, but any discussions or?
Could you repeat the question?
Sure. Jason asked about connectivity and any kind of mass transit plans. What I have not heard of any mass transit plans. I mean, I think darts kind of seems to be a challenge right now. But what I have heard from some of the soccer board people that I thought was kind of a cool deal. They did it for a while. Remember the old trolley that they had run through the East Village? Doing something like that Friday, Saturdays, during game days, connecting that. I think as our city evolves, the Market District evolves, Soccer Stadium evolves, I think you'll see along ML King evolve and get developed. That becomes more walkable. I mean, you just saw Hyper Energy get approved. They're adding more sidewalk. There's talk of Dutch Brothers Coffee that gets a new sidewalk. You'll see more connectivity, but I assume there should be. I mean, I agree. I think it'd be a blast to be able to jump on a trolley, go to a soccer game, walk over to Exile afterwards, meet your wife at Luca for dinner, and then get home to Ingersoll and walk home from there. I think it'd be a blast. Yes. Yes. Last question. Great.
Great presentation. Certainly thank you. We've obviously done some projects together and just really appreciate the vision of saving some of Des Moines' most important buildings, facilities, help and grow, but also retain what's important. Appreciate that. Appreciate your vision and the way that you develop projects. So great developer, great presentation. Upcoming speakers. Okay, next week. We got Katie Bichette from Director of Capital Crossroads, September 3rd, right before Labor Day. Dr. Doug Jacobson from ISU Cybersecurity. And then September 10th, we have Beth Shelton, CEO of Girl Scouts of Greater Iowa. Events coming up, we've got quite a bit going on. So the 27th, next Thursday, Golf Fellowship. We'll probably flip a little bit on location, but keep your eyes open to some future correspondence on that. If you're still interested in going, we'll golf somewhere Thursday afternoon, 9 holes quick sometime. Teeing off between 4:30. Fun couple hours that we had. So if you're interested, let Kitty know or email Austin and we'll make sure you get signed up. September 1st, we're gonna have a morning fuel. We've learned they've closed the doors on the inside, so it's now a drive-through. So we're gonna try to get our deposit back first, and then so we're gonna punt that to October. So stay tuned. We'll have a new location. We might look at doing kind of alternating what that event looks like each month, but we will get it back going in October once we find a new home. And then September 15th is our member guest outing. Currently we got 28 golfers, so good afternoon at Waveland. 5 clubs will participate. 7 teams from our club, so that'll be a fun day of Rotary, a fun afternoon of competition among some other clubs, and follow that up with September 24th. We have our event at the Des Moines Arts Center, so hopefully you are seeing the correspondence on that. If not, it's 4 to 6:30. Bring a guest, bring a prospective member. The galleries are going to be open. We'll have food, we'll have drink, we'll have music. Just a great evening to share a little bit more about Rotary, get to know one another better. So hopefully you're able to attend that. RSVP those names to Kitty if you're open, as we'll have to get our catering obviously scheduled with the Arts Center. So with that, thank you all for being a vital part of Rotary. Thank you guests for attending today. You're all welcome to come back anytime. Make the most of your Rotary journey this week, and we are officially adjourned.